been muted the whole time. Okay. All right. So I'm unmuted now. So that's great. And welcome into this stream. And thanks for tuning in here. You got a little on your Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon. And we are doing a bit of Indie Sundays. You can see the title right there. And highlighting some of the indie music, rock music, alternative music that's come out this past weekend, and talking a little bit about that. So thank you for tuning in and joining. Let me go ahead and walk you through a little bit some of the stuff that I've been working on while I've been gone, because I've been away. I've been doing so far this year. Been doing a show on Alt 1017. I did a radio show on there where I was playing some music and things, but I moved on from that. But I wanted to keep doing the show, so this is an attempt to sort of see how that goes. But so this is Indie Sundays. Change the name, Indie Sundays. Brought to you by the Goodie Awards. Now, the Goodie Awards are, well, we'll kind of consider them sort of a sponsor. So it's sort of an award show. They're kind of like the greatest award show ever created. I don't know, something like that. But we got some Goodie Awards sponsoring the Indie Sunday show, and brought to you by them. So let me go ahead and show you some of the stuff, because it already existed, and so I just transferred it over and everything. But I've been working on some things. So let me share my screen with you. Yes. All right. Okay. And then we're gonna, hey, looky there. All right. So we got some stuff going on over here. Been working on a little website. Oh my gosh. Here's the Goodie Awards website. And so we've got a couple tabs right here. So Indie Sundays. Oh, that's what you're doing right now. Tune to hear all new indie music, arts updates, movie reviews, discussions, and talks to world of music. What the heck? You can live stream on YouTube right there. Well, now that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's Indie Sundays. That's what we're doing right now. Oh, All Culture Weekend. This is the show that I've been doing for throughout the year. So old episodes of the show is kind of like the spiritual successor to that show. Oh, wow. You can go and tune into all the old episodes. So they're on the website as well. And then we got some articles about stuff that new music and things that are coming out, and talking about the things, some of which we'll talk about and mention tonight, and some of which you can just go tune in. So that's the website, goodieawards.blogspot.com. And then it's also, it's in the little ticker down here. You can see, like, oh my gosh, here's where you can go to see all this stuff. Then also, we've got Indie Sundays. We got a playlist. You can go check this out. You can just search up Indie Sundays in the profile on Spotify. If you got some Spotify, you go check out the songs that we're playing tonight. We'll get into that soon. And then there's also a, we've got, let me go back to I was looking at some things there. We got a Instagram page. We got the Goodie Awards, and oh, look, here's some new indie rock releases. That's some of what we'll be talking about tonight. No way. And you can click on here, and then it'll take you to the website, the playlist, the articles, all those fun things, the YouTube, the live stream, all sorts of great things. So in general, you go to follow Goodie Awards on Instagram, and that you click on the link, and that'll get you everything you need to know. So that's kind of fun. All right. So that's sort of the what I've been working on while I've been away. Now, like, what else have things been up to while I've been away? The biggest thing that I guess in the world of music and beyond, the biggest thing that I've seen is that Joe Biden dropped out of the election. That's how long I've been gone. It happened. I did the last show on how to end. If we go back to, I can prove it. I did the last show on how to end an album, and then right after that, Joe Biden ended his run for the presidency. So now Kamala Harris is doing it. She's had a bit of a brat summer, you might say. XCX came out and said she's having a brat summer. So that's been a big thing that's been going on since then. Kamala Harris is now the Democratic candidate and such. So yeah, that's been a big thing that's been going on that I've seen while I'm gone. And you know what else has happened? There's been some music that's come out. So let's go ahead and get into some of the music that has been going on. And so let me try to... no, I don't want to do that just yet. So the first album that we've got up here is from the Smashing Pumpkins. You may be familiar with them. Now, the name of this new album is Aghori Mhori May. It's very sort of like heavy rock, metal-y album. There are even some longer songs that I consider sort of some more rock jams. And there is some good variety across this album. It is sort of more heavy, but there are some things that are a little more alt rock, a little more indie. Songs like "Who Goes There" and "Goeth the Fall." A couple of my favorites off the album, but the one that I want to highlight for you tonight, "War Dreams of Itself" is the name of this one. I really like the vocalist, the lyrics. Keep an eye out for some of these um, uh, lyrics, like the how he says "six six cicada" in Babylon. Just his repetition of those lyrics, I find rather pleasing to the ears, and I also just like the general heavy metal nature of this. So that is the song that I'm going to kick off our show with tonight. So let's get right to it. Let me go ahead and pull it up here. This is "War Dreams of Itself" off of the new album from the Smashing Pumpkins. All right, all right. So that is the new song from the new album. Oh gosh, I gotta lift up my microphone. I forget about this. So I gotta get used to that a little bit. Hey, welcome back. That is the new song from the new album by the Smashing Pumpkins, Aghori, Mhori, May, and that song is "War Dreams of Itself." So that highlighting that right here on Indie Sundays. Hope you're having a good Sunday out there. Let's get into a couple of like artist updates. Let's hear about what some of the people have been talking about. What have some of these artists been doing? So, oh, hang on. No. Hello. Okay. All right. Couple different artist updates. So John Mayer, he injured his left index finger. He's a singer, songwriter, guitar player. He injured his index finger in a truck door ahead of a performance at the Las Vegas Sphere, and so he's having a little trouble. He's trying to play without his left index finger, trying to play with three fingers. So he said he spent every day practicing guitar using other three fingers, and I think I have it sounding pretty good. So hopefully he gets that figured out soon. So that's something going on with John Mayer. And then the Twisters album. Mentioned that we were talking about albums and soundtrack albums earlier this year, about how the only two on the Billboard charts right now were Moana and the Barbie movie soundtrack. But the Twisters debuts at number 7 this week on the Billboard 200 albums chart. It's the first soundtrack to reach the top 10 of this year, and the first country soundtrack from a theatrical film to reach the top 10 in over a decade. So it's doing quite well for themselves. A lot of big names on that album. The one that, at least in the indie scene and a rock scene, that we sort of keep an eye on is Benson Boone is on there. So playing a song that I think is okay. But yeah, so I went and saw the Twisters movie just recently this past week. I finally got around to it, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my thoughts on that later in the show. But yeah, so that soundtrack has done quite well for itself. Okay, let's see. What else do we have going on? We also have that Billie Eilish. Whoa, she's joining the Brat Summer. I think I got a little picture for this for you. That's right. So her and Charlie XCX put out a music video for the song Guess. Hey, put me in there. There I am. Okay, so Charlie XCX released her album Brat, one of the biggest albums of the summer so far, earlier this year, and then she released a deluxe version of that with a couple more songs on it. One of it being Guess, and then most recently, just this past week, is that a remix version of that song was put out with Billie Eilish as a feature. So her and Charlie XCX now have joined forces to create this music video and everything, and so that's been doing well. Brat Summer has been extended, so that's one of the things going on. Also, we talked earlier in the year about legendary producer Steve Albini, known for producing a lot of great rock bands, but particularly a couple of the albums for Nirvana. He passed away earlier this year, but now he is having a street named after him in Chicago, just outside of the legendary studio he built. So shout out to him. All right. And then let's hit our charts. What is going on with the charts this week? Are our indie artists, are our alternative artists doing well? They're doing all right. We've got Tommy Richmond at number 4 with $1 Million Baby. Hosier, number 6, Too Sweet. Benson Boone, number 9 with Beautiful Things. And Chappell Roan hanging on at number 10, Good Luck, Babe. And then in the global charts, we are seeing some of the K-pop influence from Stray Kids and Jimin and the like. So I was just noticing that on the global charts. But as far as our indie, our rock people, our alt people, we've got Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather, Benson Boone, Beautiful Things, number 7. And then I like Post Malone. I Had Some Help. He's at number 8. And so those are a couple of the people that we see on the global charts. But definitely noticing some stuff from some of these more international artists. So there's a couple things going on with our charts this week. And a little bit of what's going on with our artist updates. So what do you say? What do you say we get back into a bit of the music? The next album that I want to highlight for you, a bit of a indie darling, you might say. We got this album from Pixey. $1 Million Baby is the name of the album. Just coincidentally, the title of the album and a track off the album has the same title as Tommy Richmond's song, which has done very well for itself. And $1 Million Baby, this is a quaint. Quaint's not the right word. I like this album. It switches up a little bit. It's a little bit more of indie pop. There's some hip hop elements that it incorporates as well. There's just a nice little like confidence or cheekiness to this album that Pixey brings to it. She's an English singer-songwriter. She plays a lot of instruments, and she's a producer. This is her first studio album. She's had several EPs, but this is her first studio album. So there's, I think the first half of the album is stronger than the second half, but there's still some good tracks throughout. And the one that I want to highlight for you tonight is Best Friend. I like the little audience chant on this, a little right ahead of the chorus. And then I like the little incorporation of the instrumentals of the harp. So keep your ear out for that. As we get into it, let us go ahead and transition into her song. Best Friend is the one off of her new album, $1 Million Baby. Let's play that for you right now.
I'm thinking all night, honey. I should tell you my mind, honey. Something different this time, honey. My days feel better with you. I think that was made for you.
All right, that was Pixey with her song "Best Friend" off her new album "$1 Million Baby." All right, all right, all right. Okay, let's go ahead and check in on you guys. You doing okay? You doing okay? Feel free if you have any comments on any of the music we play or any of the topics we're talking about to send a message in the chat. So we are live on YouTube right now, so you can send a thought and be like, "Hey, that song was really fun," or "That song was lame. Play something different." And I do have my schedule and my music lined up, and I am going to play something different later. So I can't guarantee that you will like it, but I hope that you will like it. I can hope that you will like it. I can't guarantee that I will hope that you will like it. So, all right, we are talking. We've been talking music and things, and what's been going on with the artists. Let's get into a little here on Indie Sundays. We also like to get into some movie stuff, some entertainment stuff, because that is also one of my things that I'm very passionate about is movies and things. So let's talk a little bit about what's been going on with movies here this weekend. I over the past couple weekends, I have there's been some movies coming out, and I have gotten caught up with some of them. But out in theaters right now, several movies. Biggest one probably is the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, Trap. I thought I was going to get to see it this weekend, but I had some stuff come up, so I wasn't able to make it to that. But I'm very excited. I will see it this week, and I will keep you posted on what it is, because I'm hearing some good things about it. I'm hearing some titterings, and I'm like, okay, this could be good. One that I'm certain is not very good, Harold and the Purple Crayon, so an adaptation of the kids' book. Okay, that's been out this weekend too. Sometimes when you go to the AMC theater, they have posters out, and you can like take a free poster. So I've done that in the past, but they had poster for Harold in the Purple Crayon. I was like, dude, even the posters looks a little disappointing. Even the poster looks like someone just phoned it in on a sort of recognizable IP. So I don't know, man. If you see it and it's a masterpiece, let me know and maybe I'll go check it out. But I don't have high hopes for that one. The one that I do have, I've heard good buzz about this, and I haven't been close enough to see it. I'm probably gonna have to go to Birmingham to check this out. Is this movie Kneecap that I've been hearing some buzz about? Let's see. Let me switch over to my little let me switch over to my video so I can show you a little bit of this poster and things. Kneecap, it's about this sort of hip hop band across the pond, and so it's just sort of about their story and sort of based on some real events and things. So here, let me show you the. Yaha. Okay. All right. And there we are. We're sharing equal space together here. Kneecap. Pretty excited for this one. Just sort of about this trio of sort of rappers, sort of younger people over there in Europe, sort of putting together a little hip hop group. So I'm excited I've heard some good things about this one, and just want to put it out there for you that this is one that I am excited about, and I'm planning on watching this week, and I will keep you posted next week on whether it is good or not, and what I think, and whether you should check it out. But anytime there's something that's sort of related to music, I feel like I got to go check it out and tell you guys about it as people who are interested in music as well. But let's hit some of the bigger players that have been going on this past week. I'll keep you posted on Trap, because that's one of the biggest ones this week for sure. But also a couple of the other ones that have been going on. Twisters, I finally got around to seeing that this past week. Now, let me tell you my thoughts on this a little bit. So it's got, Twisters is the spiritual successor to the movie Twister that came out many, many years ago. I think it was like 20 years ago now. I think it was early 2000s or late 90s, something like that. Okay, but it came out a while ago. That's the thing that we need to be aware of. And so now they have sort of made a remake of it, and I was really interested to sort of see. I didn't watch the first one going into this one because I was like, I think there's a limit to how much like twistery stuff that I can hit, and if I watch them back to back, then I'm like, I feel like it would ruin my experience of this one. So I was like, let me just pretend I haven't seen it in a long time, which I haven't, and then let's just go from there. So I went in, and it was interesting to see this one and then go back and think about the other one, is just how this one is sort of influenced by the culture of today in very specific ways. So one of the biggest things that I noticed is just like how much more country this one is. The other one, it seemed a lot more focused on like, hey, we're scientists. It seemed a lot more like bland, just sort of there was not a specificity to like sort of where the people were from exactly. Like maybe just like a general, it was just sort of like general action guy or whatever. But like this one, it's like, oh no, we have country accents. We are from Nebraska or wherever, or Oklahoma, and so it definitely leans to that. Definitely with the soundtrack as well, which I talked about a little earlier. It leans into making this thing a very like country album. And there's a point where even where they like in the original movie, they go to a drive-in movie theater and then like blah 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 stuff happens. Oh no, there's a tornado. Imagine that. But in this one, they go to a rodeo about midway through the movie, and some stuff happens. So there where a tornado comes in, it's like run away from the tornado. So or from the twister, you might say. So it is interesting how it definitely leans a lot more into being like this is a movie about people in the Midwest who are country, and that cannot be denied. So I do think that that is interesting that it does that because it seems like everyone's going country these days. Like you got Beyonce going country, you got Post Malone going country with F1 Trillion coming out later this year. So everyone's going country. And so this movie decided to go country too. And so technically, I do think that makes sense, just given what this movie is and like where it's based. That like, yeah, that should influence what these people do. But I do think that's just interesting. Okay, now let's also talk about Glenn Powell, because there's also a Glenn Powell effect on this movie as well that I noticed. Is that Glenn Powell, been a hot guy, super attractive person, been in a lot of rom-coms, and it's interesting how they kind of make part of this movie more of a rom-com as well, and even have a sort of typical rom-com scene sort of towards the end of the movie as well. And so I think that it's fascinating that of the Glenn Powell effect on this as well, because in the first one they do have like a sort of romance between two of the leads, but it's kind of just like, oh, you're a guy and you're a girl, you guys will probably like kiss at some point, and then it just seems kind of random, just like, okay, I guess there's just some stuff going on. This one there's a lot more focus on like, oh man, like stuff's going on, interesting, what's the dynamic here or whatever. So there's a lot more put into storyline there. So these are changes that I'm not saying that they're bad changes. In fact, I think they're probably like better changes that make sense. But it's just I was just noticing sort of the evolution of a Twisters versus the original Twister, and that was just something that I found fascinating about watching this movie. In general, though, with the movie, it's a movie about people, scientists out and storm chasers, tracking these Twisters and trying to understand them, trying to comprehend them, and then trying to like save some people. So I do also like the focus of this one. I think it extends well from the first one. The first one thematically was about a certain thing, and it's about and then this one sort of like builds off of that and builds off of that sort of those thoughts and the representation and the connection between science and technology and weather and serving people and working with people and just these unique people who are storm chasers and so on and so forth. So I think it delves into some interesting territory for the modern sensibilities in the modern world. And I would kind of compare it spiritually to the West Side Story remake, where I feel like they changed things, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's definitely very modern, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's interesting. And so if you have seen the old West Side Story and new West Side Story, I feel like it's kind of similar to that. Though this one, of course, has a pretty much more country soundtrack, you would say. So that is Twisters. Let's get into the next movie that's been pretty big that came out recently. That is, oh, not Kneecap. There we go. Deadpool and Wolverine. I also saw this one this past weekend, and here are my thoughts on it. Okay, so I've really been burnt out on the superhero stuff. I like go to see the Spider-Man movies, like the Spider-Verse movies, and then I will see maybe one if I hear it's good. So this one, I was like, I've kind of enjoyed the Deadpool movies, so I was like, let me go check this one out and see what it's like. And here's sort of my thought on Deadpool, is that if you keep him separated from the rest of all the silliness of like the sort of overlapping storylines, it's all built into a big thing, that is the way to do it. Make it so that way he is not too involved in things with super big stakes, and he's just off doing his own little adventures, and it'll be good. So I think that this movie, even though it sort of brings him into some of the bigger stuff that's going on in the different phases right now in the superhero world, I still think it does a pretty good job at just being like its own standalone movie. And I think that if they just continue to make Deadpool movies that are just like his own little adventure, which to some degree how movies should be, and this sort of overlapping, building off of each other franchise of different characters and things, it's like, okay, that can work with some things, but it can really cause you to make movies that don't stand well enough on their own and are just like sort of getting to the next thing. It's kind of like the whole Netflix model of creating TV shows, where it's like the episode is not that great on its own, but just wait to the ending. That's where it's all going to come together. Oh, and it's a cliffhanger. Now wait for the next season. It's like, come on, guys! Like, actually, just make a good story. And so I think this is a complete story. An interesting thing. There was an interesting hook with just Deadpool and Wolverine both being in this. I think they play off that well, and them just both having similar powers, but a completely different reaction to how those powers sort of affect their lives and affect their outlooks on things. And I think that you have a good sort of straight man and a goofy man to play off of each other, and it creates some good comedy. As far as the comedy goes, though, I thought it was a very engaging movie. I thought they did some good things. I thought they made some good references. I like how these movies sort of act as sort of like a cleaning up of some of the stuff, or like these things that get lost, these little characters or side trails and things, and they sort of bring it back just to make a joke about them. So it is kind of fun. But I would say, as far as what the comedy goes, is that a lot of this comedy is very reliant on like fourth wall breaking, self-referential humor, and there is kind of at some point where I feel like that might start to have diminishing returns. Like at some point, you're playing you're so often you're breaking the fourth wall that becomes the expectation that you're going to do that. And comedy is about, like, in essence, to some degree, is about subverting expectation. So if I'm sitting there being like, when's he going to break the fourth wall? Or when's he going to make a joke about this thing? And then he does it. I'm like, he made a joke about that thing. But it's like, it's not surprising anymore. And so I do think the more of these movies that get made, and the more that they influence other things, is that, it may be less unique. But, so I think there's some ways that you can deal with that. But that's just one thing I noticed about that. It's like, I still, there's still like, a little like, that's clever. But it's like, it gets a little less clever every time you do it, where it's like, okay, we get it. You're acknowledging the situation that you're in financially within the MCU. Funny. So it's like, there's only, there's an end to how much you can keep doing. So, but in general, if you like Deadpool movies, you like this one. If you like superhero movies, you probably like this one. If you're a superhero nerd, you probably like this one because it has references for you. But in general, I think, this was all right. I don't think it did anything super crazy. I think it was a little messy in some places where it's like, why are we going over this like love storyline or this romance subplot? Like, did we need all that, or can we just please have a fun Deadpool movie and stop trying to make him so like get into his feelings? Because it's like it's like, okay. But yeah, so that is Deadpool and Wolverine. I thought it was a very good hook, and they played off of it well to have Wolverine be in this. And if they can continue to keep making movies where they bring in something that makes me go watch it, that makes me be like, oh, well, I have to see what that looks like, then they will continue to have me go and see it. But if it's just like another thing of like, oh, it's building up to this other thing, I'm like, no, thank you. I'll pass. All right. So that is some of what's been going on in movies. Let me real quick, I know we've been talking a little bit long about movie stuff here. Let me go ahead and break real quick and talk. Let's play some more music, and then I'll get into some stuff on the other side of movies about other stuff coming up and other things on streaming services. But let me go ahead and break and get to some more music here. I talked a couple weeks ago about how I was feeling pretty depressed about the state of comedy and music, because I felt like with Eminem album coming out, and then the Woman's World music video from Katy Perry, which was supposed to be very tongue-in-cheek, and even like the Polkamania song from Weird Al. I saw Weird Al put out a cover, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, oh, I just, it didn't seem like that great. I was like, okay, where is the comedy? Where's the funny? And I think that this album has some of the funny stuff that I'm looking for. No Hands by Joey Valence and Brae, the hip-hop duo, and they've got a new album out that came out earlier this year, No Hands, and I found it recently this past week, and so I wanted to play a little bit of that for you. So let me go ahead and get into some of the music here on the show on Indie Sundays, and then we'll be back and finish wrapping up our conversation about some music stuff. The song that I'm going to play for you from them is because I just like how it's like hip-hop is a great way to be a little play with words and be a little cheeky and be a little clever, and I think that this song Doughboy does great with that. So we'll get right into it.
Go get the money, go get the money, go get the money.
And now for something completely different.
Go get the money, 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 go get
boy Jenkins, really know what you thinking. It's been a long way since the payments. Skateboard scars from the pavements. IHOP shifts, now I bring home the bacon. Call me Pillsbury cause I got the dope boy. Ride high tight, yeah I'm extra low boy. Flames up the pipe like a breathing dragon. I'm a pretty boy, yeah into fashion. Benjamin's crispy like breakfast toast. I'ma ball out, I'ma do the most. Shrink wrap J's, fitteds all day. Got mad chips like I work at Lay's.
Go get the money, 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 go get the money.
Throw a fee on your knees, bitch, cower. Terrorist sniffing, I've been high for an hour. They nose fist, bitch, come meet thy power. I'll be at the top, never stop, yo, so I devour. Unlocked, diamonds on the clock. Now empty your pockets, jump, give me the guap. A high balance, Brae and Valence, stacking like it ain't even a challenge. What?
Go get the money, 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 money.
I'm Master Chief, I master beats. I got no beat, master seat, no receipts, keep it cheap. Twist, my band's silly. Went to the bank just to hit the gritty. I'm the whole 9 yards. Spent my last check on Pokemon cards. Boom, pow. Say it, little bro, how you like me now? Oh, how you like me now?
How much for a feature?
100,000, wow. Playboy bunny etched on the key. Key on the chain, yeah, the neck gon' freeze. Freeze like ice, ice like blue. Froze like honey, where's my super suit? Gold AR, maxed on loot. Go get the money, go get the money, money. Go get the money, go get the money, money.
Go get the money, 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 go get the money,
Go get the money, money.
Yeah, take us out. Take us out with that little jazzy piano. That is Joey Valence and Brae with their new album, No Hands. Came out right at the start of June, so a couple of months ago now. Okay, so I'm late to it. Oh gosh, I gotta pick up the mic. Sorry. Okay, so that is new from Joey Valence and Brae. Doughboy from their album No Hands came out June 7th. June 7th is when that came out. So just wanted to highlight that for you. We got an article about some of my favorite lines up on the website. So so excited to be playing a little of that. Yeah, so that is the new from Joey Valence and Brae. No Hands, No Hands. There's some great other tracks off that album, and a couple ones that I think are kind of like a little overlong, but I think that's a fairly well done album. Okay, let me go ahead and get into a couple other things going on. There's that album cover. Joey Valence and Brae. And I'm going to switch this over so that way you can see us both quite equally. Hope you are doing well. I hope you are enjoying this stream. Feel free to drop in the chat any new music that you listened to this weekend. What have you listened to? I realized I missed. I try to be on top of everything as much as possible, but a Jack White album dropped this week, and I didn't even have a chance to listen to it. So if you listen to that, let me know, and let me know what you thought. Okay, wrapping up a little bit with music here, because I know with the movies here, and we'll get back to some music. So Deadpool and Wolverine and Twisters, talked a little bit about those. Gonna tell you, keep you posted on Trap and Kneecap. Out next weekend, stay tuned, because the Borderlands movie is gonna be out. It Ends With Us is gonna be out, that adaptation of the Colleen Hoover novel, and then Cuckoo, the Hunter Schafer horror movie. But then let me talk a little bit about what's new on streaming. So there's some movies that you can go see in theaters, but new on streaming. A ton of stuff drops the first weekend, so we've got a lot of things to sort of highlight about. Over on Netflix, they got that 2015 movie, The Room, with Brie Larson. It's sort of a thriller drama where she's kidnapped and then gives birth to a son in captivity. And then she begins plotting her escape on his 5th birthday. So that's Room 2015. Then you remember that Rebel Moon that Zack Snyder was putting together on Netflix? Parts 1 and 2, the director's cut of those are out now. So we'll see if that if those make anyone think that they were better, because they did not have a very good reception to them. And then Joe Rogan has a new special out right now Netflix special that came out just yesterday. Burn the Boats is the name of it. And then also I wanted to highlight, I thought this was rather interesting, is that the Godzilla -1 color. I'm showing you a little bit of that on your screen right now. Godzilla -1, this foreign language movie about Godzilla, came out last year, but they have released the decolorized version of it. They meticulously decolorized it, and it looks really, really cool. So if you have a chance to go check that out, if you haven't seen it, or if you haven't seen it and want to see it in a different way, if you're due for a rewatch, definitely go check that out. I thought that was rather cool that they have that on there. Up on Hulu, the 1995 Scorsese movie Casino is up there, crime drama film. But if you want something a little rom-commy, Punch Drunk Love is up there. And then, or if you're looking for a political action thriller, Zero Dark 30 is also on Hulu starting this month. So just on Thursday, all those drop. And then on Max, Beetlejuice is up there. Just a reminder that the sequel, Beetlejuice, comes out in about a month, September 6th. And also, if you're looking for a documentary, Max has some documentaries. Elizabeth Taylor, The Lost Tapes, is up there. It's about the golden age of Hollywood, that actress Elizabeth Taylor. She was in movies like Cleopatra, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, all these older movies that I have never seen. But if you are familiar with those, maybe check out the Lost Tapes, this new Elizabeth Taylor documentary. It's using some rediscovered footage and recovered interviews to sort of tell this story a little bit with her own voice and in her own words. So that's a bit of what's been other stuff that's going on around the music scene. Let's get back to the music. The next song that I want to highlight for you here on Indie Sundays is from this band, Fanning Dempsey National Park. It's these two artists, Bernard Fanning and Paul Dempsey, in Australia, I think is where they're coming from. And they have this new album out called The Deluge. Let me show you. This is what this album cover is looking like. And it's a good deal of indie rock on here. There's some good tracks off this album. But the one that I want to highlight for you tonight is Blood. The chord progression on this one is really, really good. Plus the melodies paired with that chord progression make it a really satisfying listen to. So I'm going to play that for you tonight. Blood off the new album from Fanning Dempsey National Park. And I think this is the first, from what I can see, this is the first album that they have done. So let me go ahead and play this song for you. Blood is the name of it. Here we go.
Catch your breath.
All right. New music from Fanning Dempsey National Park right here on Indie Sundays. Not on your radio station, just on your internet device, whatever you are listening on. All right, all right. We're gonna keep it rolling with some music here. A couple more songs that I want to get to as we're here in this this show and this hour of highlighting new music for you. The next artist that I want to sort of bring to your attention is Porter Robinson. Now, Porter Robinson came out with an album a couple weeks ago. I think it was, I want to say it was last weekend. Porter Robinson came out with this album, Smile. And so this had been one that I had been thinking about. And let's see, will this... No. Okay. Yeah. So this new Porter Robinson album, Smile, is been out for a couple weeks, and I was listening to it. It's got a, if you like something that's like kind of pop adjacent, that's how I would describe this one. It's got a lot of sort of some chiptune, hyper pop influences, but it's also got some fun tracks off there. If Knock Yourself Out is one that we played earlier in the year to highlight for you. But the one that I want to play for you tonight off this Porter Robinson album is Mona Lisa. And so this is not the only alt artist that has a song titled Mona Lisa, but I did want to highlight this one for you. I like the just the sort of tender nature of this song. So I wanted to highlight for you on the show tonight. So we'll get into that off this new album from Porter Robinson. And if you enjoy it, let me know. And there's a bunch of other tracks by this artist on the new album.
Any minute I'll wait for you.
Yeah, so that's a new one from Porter Robinson that I wanted to highlight. I really like I like how he gets really kind of intense and alty on that one. So that is new from Porter Robinson. Okay. Indie Sundays. Thank you for tuning in. We're getting ready to wrap up the show in just a minute here. I got one more song I want to play, but let me tell you a little bit about what is a little bit else about what's been going on in music this weekend. Also out this week, a couple other albums if you want to check them out. Just to be aware, Killer Mike has a new album out in the hip hop scene. Michael and the Mighty Midnight Revival for Sinners and Saints. So that Killer Mike won Rap Album of the Year last year. Orville Peck, Stampede is out this weekend. Khalid's new album, Sincere, and then Tones and I, Beautifully Ordinary. If you want to go check out and see what I thought about that Tones and I album and sort of how I think it relates to sort of her place in the genre, she's got that that song Dance Monkey that you almost certainly have heard of. You can go check that out on the website, on the Blogspot. We got it going by right now, what is involved in that. And let me go ahead and plug the website again. We got right here. You can go check out that article just on this Goodie Awards website. Oh my gosh, there it is. Tones and I, album is ordinary, but that's mostly harmless. It's mostly harmless. I do have some thoughts on that and everything. So you can go check out that article. And then just a reminder, you can also follow us on Instagram, so that way you can stay up to date on things that are coming out and all the articles that are coming out and all the new releases that are dropping. Whoa, hang on, this Instagram's got everything that you need to know. Wow, it really does, doesn't it? All right, so that is what's going on with that. Those are a few albums, like I said, that are coming out this weekend, that have come out this weekend in a couple different genres. One that I want to highlight, one thing that I want to highlight coming up next weekend, a couple albums in our scene, in the rock scene, in the alternative scene, in the indie scene. Biba Doobie's new album comes out next week. This Is How Tomorrow Moves. And then King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Flight B741 comes out next weekend as well. So we will keep you posted on those as they come. All right, let's get into our last album of the night. It is from this band X. Smoke and Fiction is the name of the album. It's kind of like they're an old punk album, punk band. They kind of got like, I want to say like a southern punk vibe to them, a western vibe, just like with some slide guitars and things, and some surf rocky elements. I don't know why they're called them southern, but they just sort of have that old style sort of feeling to them. And stay tuned with this song. The vocals aren't ever 100% on key. Sometimes they're a little flat. That sort of just adds to the sort of nature of the punk nature that we're trying to get across here. This punk band formed in the late 1970s, so they've been around for a while, and they got a new album out, Smoke and Fiction. The track that I want to play for you is the title track off of this album. So let me go ahead and get that lined up for you. I think this is a pretty good representation of the type of music that they were playing, and it's new, hot off the presses out this weekend. So I'm gonna play for you to help close out the show.
Still
Smokin' Fiction by X right here on Indie Sundays. Yeah, so I just love the driving nature of the drums and the guitars on that. I think it's a real fun song there. Awesome. Okay, well, that is all the music that we have. That's all the updates that we have. Thanks for tuning in to this sort of experimental live stream just to sort of see how this goes and how to make this all work. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. And we'll be doing it again next weekend, next Sunday. So we'll have more great music to talk about, some of which I just mentioned right there, just before that song. So thanks for hanging out with us, and I'll see you next week. All right, have a great weekend. Listen to some great music, and